Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. For those that haven't seen the Sarcasm City Sports Q&As before, it's where the comment section, the audience, you lot run the show, people. So get your questions in. It's any sport, people. So get your questions in. It can be football, basketball, boxing, NFL, F1, whatever you want to ask about. So please get your questions in. And of course, members, your questions take priority like a super chat as well. So if you are a member of the channel, I will start your question and I will get to it straight away. And of course, if you super chat, I'll get straight to your question as well. Let's bump up the likes also. As always, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back, let's bump up the likes, people. Let's do that. Bump up the likes. Make sure you're sharing this across all of the socials. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. And make sure when you subscribe, you hit the notification bell. My like Jez is in the building also. Yes, Jez, what are you saying? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. What are you saying?
Well,
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all good, fam. Yeah, man's all blessed. Oh, yeah, big up to Jacob, the whole United Spurs of America hierarchy for the raid as well. So love to everyone who's joined from the raid also.
Yo, big up Jacob.
Yeah, man. Big up Jacob every single time. Big up to Stephanie G says, big up Flawless. Big up to Andy who says, yes, Flawless. Apologies on having to push the show back, people, but always keep a lookout on that. Big up Peter G as well says, big up Flawless, which Thursday with a laughing emoji. It's United. Don't forget, seriously, don't need this sorted ASAP. I still think it will get sorted this week. I still think Manchester United will do the business. And what Peter G is referring to is the title, well, part of the title of this video, Andre Onana to Manchester United deal to be done by Thursday, which is now technically today, and in a bid again for Romelu Lukaku as well. So we'll be discussing those two things plus more. Big up to Shakar, Adam MUFC, 22 Chad as well. I always say 22 Chad, even though it could be 22 Chad. Big up to, is that, how do you even say that? I Mbuno, if I butchered your name, I apologize. Big up to Pels in the cut who says we're with the peace emoji, and she says, will Dyer retire at Spurs? Because I think he will. Jez, floor's yours.
I mean, it depends. First and foremost, it depends all it is. Somebody even wants him, just something in there. That's the first, because I mean, Davinson Sanchez has some suitors. Like, we could get a bidding war for him. And yeah, like even Taganga, I feel like he has suitors. It's just that he hasn't played in it, even if it's on a loan. But Dyer, it depends. To be honest, it all depends. To be honest, if he signs it, if the new contract gets signed, because we still haven't. He still hasn't signed the contract yet. I remember that's been going on for a while. Like, it kind of reminds me of this whole De Gea situation right now, where like they were thinking, yeah, we're gonna extend him. No one wanted to. We wanted to extend it to him, and obviously it just went completely quiet. Maybe because at the moment, if they would have dropped the Dyer thing as an extension, like here, here we go, 3-year extension, some shit. Maybe the fan base would have gone even more crazy at the time. So maybe they delayed it. But apparently, also reports are saying that from what I saw a couple weeks ago, that they are kind of like they're not really sure anymore if they want to give him the contract. So, but I said this already. Like, I don't have an issue of him staying at the club as long as like a fifth choice, at worst fourth choice centre back option is. To be honest, like fifth at best. To be honest, like fifth should be the minimum option because, like, again, like you need to have like a serious injury crisis if you see your fifth choice centre back, even your fourth choice centre back. You don't really see him that often. So, I personally don't have an issue. I don't have an issue, to be honest. If he were to sign a new contract and he becomes the fourth or fifth choice in it, but he can't be the first centre back coming off the bench the moment somebody gets injured. For me, even the second centre back that comes off the bench, because we should really and truly, if he doesn't get sold this summer, we should just let him run down his contract and he just leaves on a free next summer. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. What's it called, Jacob? I can't lie. But they were completely shameless with that one because they dropped like a trailer. They dropped this trailer of like on the day when we announced Solomon that I think it was. They dropped the whole trailer for like a Dyer documentary and shit like that. Like, I can't lie. you need some level of shamelessness to do that, considering how he's looked at the fan base. And every club has like their media people who go through social media and see who's unliked, who's not liked. So
First.
yeah, that I don't know, but I'm definitely not watching anyways. But yeah, man.
Man said the Dyer doc, couldn't make it more than
Crazy.
10 minutes. That's crazy. And Pels is convinced. She said, well, not that. She said, no one wants him. I'm sorry. He could be one of those where you let his contract run down and he does, and he does leave for
Yeah,
free.
100%.
Shakar says, Mount Stands arrived today. This preseason will be so annoying. I know Mbuna, like I said, if I butchered your name, I apologize. He's going to ask me about preseason games. I do not watch preseason games. I don't follow preseason games. I'll ask in terms of lineups. But other than that, that's it. I'm not paying it too much attention, so I can't really give you a fair answer to any questions in regards to preseason performances. I'm just ready for the season to start at this point.
Same,
I know
bro.
we're
I'm just
a
waiting for
little
football
under
to
a
come
month
up.
away. Yeah.
Just
And
waiting for
competitive
football,
football like that. So Shikar says Mount Stands arrived today. This preseason will be so annoying. Yeah, that's just stands for you. It
But
was.
even the Chelsea fans, I see, because I took a nap in it, and I woke up 6 a.m. 6 p.m. and I'm seeing just bare Chelsea man doing Falcons per Mount, like bears. And I'll be
Yeah, it's
honest,
crazy.
I don't even think this was too bad of a Falcon. Like, I can't lie, man. I thought they're over it, but I guess they're not over it.
Yeah, clearly not. RSV says apparently PSG want to replace Donnarumma. We cannot let them hijack Onana from us like what Bayern did with us regarding Kim and Jay. Here's the thing is, if Onana, let's say, for example, this is true. I don't know source RSV, so can you let me know the source first and foremost in regards to PSG wanting to replace Donnarumma? Secondly, no one hijacked Kim and Jay from Manchester United. We didn't put the money up. For whatever reason, we did not put. Yes, we offered in personal terms. He had a release clause at Napoli. We didn't offer it. We didn't offer the money for whatever reason that is. And it's not a question of the money not being there, because the money's there. We spent 60 million on Mount. There's been a 40 million bid for Onana. I think we offered 40 million for Højlund as well. So that's 140. And we will spend more as well. So the money's there. But we didn't get hijacked from Kim Min Jae whatsoever. And if we don't get the Onana deal over the line, that's on us. I don't put that on anybody else. That's on the club. But I expect us to do the deal anyway. But source RSV. What's the source in terms of PSG wanting to replace Donnarumma? Go on.
No, they wanna, because it's what's the L'Equipe,
They're L'Equipe.
yeah, and they were saying how he doesn't fit he doesn't fit particularly what Luis Enrique wants to do. And he also, I don't know, I think he's just not a big fan of him in general as a goalkeeper. So they're looking to replace him. And obviously, you saw names, but then didn't really mention Onana as a possible replacement. Like I saw De Gea, Kepa, and Luis been linked as the three, but I don't know how credible that source was. But the source that said that Donnarumma can be sold this summer, that was the more reliable one. But I don't think they're gonna go in. I don't even think PSG gonna. I think that's just people trying to add 1+1 together. But nobody really reported anything about Onana. I think because I saw something about how United still haven't sent in a bid yet about Onana. But then I was thinking, just let it be to the first day and just actually wait till the day comes instead of listening and panicking for no reason. Like I said this already, like don't always panic for these news until actually like something actually gets reported that it's not gonna happen anymore. There's no reason to panic. But yeah, man. Ryan's asking for the link, by the way.
Yeah, you can wait. You know what I'm saying? Were you in the chat, right? You seen what happened in the Doing the Most chat. You're in the group chat.
I actually didn't.
Oh, go check it. It'll give you a good joke. You know what I'm saying? And that. So go read that. It's the last few messages in it. Zaya said, hey, big up to Victor in the cut as well. Yes, Victor, what are you saying?
Wait, what did Ryan do?
So we was in the Doing the Most group chat, and he actually said, yo, Q&A, send the link. This was earlier on today, and like this is in the evening. And I said, yeah. I said, yeah. That's all I said. I'll send the link. And then he said, yeah, don't send it late. So I said, just for that, I'll send it 30 minutes late. So he can wait till 1 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Right, man just got shut up, innit? Saying that. Legit.
Hey, right, you need to read the room, man.
Yeah, man. All he said was, yo, send the link for the Q&A. And I just put, yeah. Like, Jez can tell you I'm not lying. Ahmed's in there. They can both tell you that I'm not lying. They seen it. You know what I'm saying? So I could wait. Joke, man. He rang me. I just ignored it. But Zaya says, big up,
Yeah,
flawless
that, man.
thoughts on Spence versus Crawford on the 29th. Cannot wait for this bout, Zaya. This bout is, and I'll talk more about this on Big Fights, Big Nights Only podcast, people, which is the boxing show I'm bringing back, and it'll be on the Twitch. So that'll be the Sarcasm City TV boxing show, people. Big Fights, Big Nights Only podcast. But this bout right here, Spence Crawford, is the elite of the elite. We've not, to my knowledge, we've not had a fight like this in terms of when you look at the tail of the tape and on paper like this, in terms of two fighters are in their prime, two pound for pound greats, like in terms of they're both on pound for pounds list, both undefeated, can both box extremely well, are both defensively sound, can both scrap when it gets to it, both have knockout power, and it's a genuine 50-50 fight. But it's not getting billed like that in terms of like either hardcore boxing fans or more than casuals. No, like I'm not hardcore, but I'm more than a casual. I'm like in between. So to any hardcore boxing fans or people who are like in the middle in regards to more than casuals, I should say, they know how good of a fight this is. Both undefeated as well. We've not had a bout like this in our generation. I can't remember the last time. And I'd have to talk to somebody who's more knowledgeable than me, where we've had a bout like this. Like I said, two boxers who are in their prime, both undefeated, can both box extremely well from a technical aspect, can both scrap, both have knockout power, and like I said, both undefeated. I don't think this has happened. Like, this is a genuine 50-50 fight between two pound for pound greats. The closest we'll probably get to this actually is if Fury and Usyk like box. Like Fury and Usyk is kind of like the closest one to it, but it's not exactly the same because I don't see Usyk and Fury as 50-50 just because of the weight difference. In terms of if Usyk was a genuine heavyweight and was like in that weight class originally, or Fury was with that skill set but a genuine cruiserweight, it's the same because they're both undefeated. So it's kind of like that's the closest we're gonna get to. But because Spencer or Crawford ain't really big talkers, this bout has not crossed over in the way that it should in terms of just skill set people. In terms of skill set, is ridiculous because I can't remember two boxers of their level, of their caliber, both undefeated in a genuine 50-50 fight. Like Mayweather Pacquiao was billed as a 50-50 fight and it never was. You know what I'm saying? Talk to anyone who knows about boxing. Like, I'm not the most knowledgeable, but that was never a 50-50 fight. All the advantages were in Mayweather's favor, apart from age. That was legit it when you look at it from a physical aspect. Whereas these two, I favor Crawford, but that's slightly. And that's just because, one, because of the car crash Spence had, which was a very bad car crash. And two, his ability to fight as a southpaw as well as orthodox. That's what it is. But yeah, man, like, I can't wait to see it. I really can't. I'm genuinely looking forward to it. Yeah, here today, Mayweather Pacquiao was made way too late. But even if it was made like when it was supposed to be, Mayweather still had all the advantages. It was still never a 50-50 fight, whereas this is genuinely, like, to me, a 50-50 bout. Let's see what else you lot are saying in the chat. The 29th of this month. 29th of this month. So I can't wait. So people, like, for those that don't know, Big Fights, Big Nights Only podcast, it will be a regular thing, so you'll get it Friday on the Twitch, 12:30 a.m. These are UK time, so 12:30 a.m. UK time, and then recaps you'll either get the Saturday night at like 1 a.m. or you'll get 1 a.m. You'll get Saturday night after the bout, so like 30 to 45 minutes after the bout, or you'll get it the Monday night at 1 a.m. people. So keep a lookout for that. No, Monday night, no, it won't be 1 a.m. It'll be 2 a.m. UK time. But I'll try and do the recaps the night of, people. But if I can't, you'll get it the Sunday or the Monday. But just keep a lookout and I'll let you lot know as well. What's the deal with AC signing Chelsea players? Never thought I'd see AC at AC Milan. Yeah, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense.
They just don't have money. They just don't have money like that, and their recruitment also just not the greatest either. Where they like can just go and sign young players and that. So, and they have a good relationship with Chelsea as well. Like, so yeah, it kind of makes sense. But it shows also the levels in terms of the leagues, in terms of financial power. You know? They can't just go crazy with the money.
No, right, legit. That's how I'm looking at it. Negotiations, this is from M. Negotiations are taking place between Everton and Manchester United to sign Anthony Alanga. There are many clubs interested in him, but Everton are now favourites. That's from Fabrizio Romano. Love this. Love this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's move him on. Let's get money for him. And I'm liking all of the noise surrounding all of the players potentially leaving Manchester United. Alanga, heard this about Maguire, McTominay, good. Fred. All of these players are not good enough when it's time to be moved on. And Alanga fits what Sean Dyche was trying to, I forgot his name, Sean Dyche was trying to do over there. Like I seen, and it's gone under the radar. I seen that they're in for Ashley Young, or if they signed him.
Yeah,
I think this
signed him, yeah.
Fits professional, you get what I'm saying? Hard working, get the ball out wide and whip it into the box. That fits exactly what Sean Dyche is trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, fits fully with all them other players he's got there. They just need a big striker. Legit. Yeah, go on, fam.
Yeah, I saw what's it called? North Forest as well. They are in for Sangara, innit?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they're in for Sangara.
Really?
Yeah.
Massive.
So they are trying. Obviously, they're getting ready for a bit, innit? So it's gonna be interesting how this one works out. And obviously, earlier today was obviously reported that obviously Alice Scott from Bristol. Bournemouth was trying to bet 50 mil, but obviously, I think Bristol holding off at 25 because they know that bigger clubs are also coming in for him. So now, like, I can't even the lower teams. I've been actually following some of them teams' windows, trying to see because just for the relegation watch, innit?
No, that's fair enough, fam. Fair enough. You lot continue to bump up the likes as well, over 75 if you lot in the building, only at 30 likes. Like check 1212, like check 1212. Let's bump this up to 50 likes, people. Continue to share this across all the socials. Let's get over 100 people in here. And on top of those two things, subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. We're currently at 7,182. We're looking for 3 more subscribers, get us to 7,185 people. Continue to get your questions in. I will pick out the best questions if you are a non-member or it's a non-super chat. But of course, if you're a member, I will start your question. I will get to it. And if you super chat, I will get to your question as well. Yes, you can't hear this.
Sorry.
Yeah, go on, fam. Go on.
I just want to say, dude, these agents be lying as hell and confident as hell because Fabrizio earlier tweeted about how the Victor Roque kid that went to Barcelona, confirmed, and Fabrizio revealed that obviously English clubs were interested in him, and apparently Tottenham and United bid both for 100 million euros. Like that's cap. That's cap. I'm sorry, like I don't. Especially us, there's no chance that even if you assume that Kane gets sold, we're not gonna just spend it all on some kid from the favelas, bro. Like Levy would never do that. That is so cap. No chance we spent 100 million. No chance. Like
kid from the favelas. That's crazy.
That's the truth. That's the truth. I'm sorry.
What's your thoughts on Milinkovic Savic to the Saudi league?
Yo, he's just getting the bag, innit? Just getting the bag. Like I can't really say much to it. Like I mean, like I said, he was the Wesley Snyder of this era, fam. So I'm wondering. I'm wondering who the next one's gonna be. Probably maybe Leo. Who knows, man?
Facts. Nah, definitely, without doubt. He got linked to Manchester United like every window. To Cheese Doodle says Alanga is terrible. For where Manchester United are trying to go, yeah, but I understand why Everton are trying to sign him. He's a Sean Dyche baller. 100%. Hard working, closes down, will follow instruction down to a T. He fits fully what Sean Dyche is doing there. And I don't think he goes there and starts week in, week out, but I think he's a squad player. And trust me, Sean Dyche will get the best out of him, 110%. Flawless, what in reality, I'm guessing you're saying here, Mohammed, is Alanga's price for me is 20 million. I take 10. I ain't gonna lie, I take 5. But if we can get anything 5, 10, 20 million, anything's a profit. He came through the academy. Not good enough for us, but I believe he's good enough to go and be a Premier League baller. Like I said, I see him not being successful, but I see him having a good career. You know what I'm saying? Chiefs Doodle said we should at least get 15 million for Alanga. Why, when you just said he's terrible? Why should we get at least 15 million for him? If I'm being super honest, I think he's a £5 million player. I think he's a £5 million player. 10 would be brilliant business. I'd jump for joy.
Considering the sport that he hasn't played last season like at all, getting 10 million, this comes back to the fact that he was playing Premier League football at some point, innit?
Yeah,
So yeah,
100%.
like 10 million is a really good price for somebody that it's pretty much frozen out, and
Yeah.
yeah.
If we get 10 million for him, I'll be overjoyed. If we get 5, I'll be like, cool, that's good business. We've done a spot's opened up, player that's not good enough. We got 5 million for him, cool. 10 million or anything north of that, jumping for joy. Terrific business. And like I
And
said, I think he'll do well at Everton. Like he'll have a career in the Premier League, and even if they move him on from there, but Sean Dyche and Everton is the perfect side for him to go to. I would definitely say so. Prime says, I know in the last 2 weeks there has still been conversation about Mignon, which leads me to believe that the whole goalkeeping thing hasn't completely been left alone. And that's from at Matt Law, at Matt_Law_DT on at London Blue Pod. So that's Mignon to Chelsea. Have you heard anything about this, Victor?
I'm
not
not
heard nothing
really.
about
I haven't heard nothing. Goalkeepers like things kind of gone dead, but them saying Kepa is like number one, I don't think it's completely true. I still think because we're linked to Diogo Costa from Porto as well, and they have like FFP problems. So I
I
don't
think you
know.
still aren't you also linked to like the Valencia keeper?
Yeah, we're linked to a lot of keepers, and so it leads me to believe Kepa is not going to be number one. And there's also links from PSG, and I'll be real, like if he gets the link from PSG, I think he's going to take it and leave anyway. So yeah, the goalkeeper situation is kind of spooky right now. But like I won't mind getting a new like goalkeeper, like a world class goalkeeper. I I wasn't like comfortable with Kepa as my goalkeeper, but I was like, you know what? If we get a striker, I might be all right with it. Like outscore him, concede a lot, but outscore. But like, if we get a goalkeeper and we don't get a striker, I think I'm a lot more comfortable with that. Like, we went through a whole period where we didn't score that many goals, but if we don't concede and we score and we get away with like 1-0 or 2-0, I'll be fine with that. Like, as a goal, we already have a strong defense. Like, we've got good fullbacks, we've got good centre backs. Like, the goalkeeper is the main problem. So if we get a good, like, not like any good keeper, like a world class keeper, like a keeper that can push us to the next level, I'll make me very happy. And obviously with a midfielder, like I'll make me very happy going into next season.
Yes. Paul says, flawless. Did you watch the United versus Leeds game today? Is that Emerald very impressive? I know when we friendly still beat Leeds. No, Paul, I didn't watch the friendly today. I've not seen only highlights. Ironically, the only thing I've actually watched was the Mount Vale comp, which was funny in terms of not the actual comp itself, but the fact that somebody took time to put that together from a preseason game versus a championship side. It's crazy. That's the funniest shit to me, that someone took time, preseason game friendly, and someone said, "Yeah, let me put together." Like,
These tunes are gonna go crazy. Like Doja, what else? Pretty One Come My Way. Like all of them. All gonna come. All of them won't come out today.
People doing too much, man.
These professional hating, man. I respect it.
Yeah, man. People doing too much. I'm like, yo, how you have this? Like the game, or even I think the game was just finished, and someone had put that out together, and it had retweets and likes and replies and quote tweets and stuff like that. It's like, yo, you man got time. Says Jordan Henderson leaning towards accepting life-changing. That's a team from Saudi Arabia. Their offer, I can't pronounce the name. Says 33-year-old set to decide imminently.
Sorry.
Is it? I cannot say that. Would quadruple Liverpool's wages, only quadruple he would get. But Gerrard's driving the pursuit. That's from the Athletic. Hey man, that's good business for all round. It's good business for Liverpool if that happens. Good business for the Saudi club. Good business for Henderson quadrupling his wages. Makes sense. I'm saying it makes sense. 110%. Daniel E says, flawless. We got 12 million for Winks, so I think you will be okay to get 10 million for Alanga. 10 million seems to be the price for average these days. Yeah, if we get 10 M's for him, cool. I'm over the moon, but I'm saying if we did get less than that, let's say it's 5 or it's 7.5 or 8, just get him out. It's not about the money to me, and it's not really about the money with Alanga. It's getting him out the door, getting him off the wage books and off the wage bill, and getting some form of fee for him. Just because then that opens up a spot for a Diallo, for instance, who was going to play anyway, but that just maybe another youngster can come through now, for example. Yeah. Let's see.
50 years for Alanga is crazy.
Yeah, 15 I think is nuts. So I'm saying, man will say he's terrible, but then we should get this. Yeah, Ibrahim says I'll be overjoyed if we get 20 million for Maguire. Absolutely, overjoyed. Hey, Mitesh running band says, flawless, did you give Mount his flowers today? I actually didn't watch. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even comment on whether he played well, whether he played bad, because it makes no difference. He could have put in a 12 out of 10 performance today or 0 out of 10. It makes no difference to my thought process because it's preseason. It's not competitive, man. It doesn't, has
It's
very
funny
little
though.
bearing. Oh yeah, it's funny that people like take it as gospel and stuff like that, but we move. Yes, Prime, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm good. What's up, everyone?
Yeah, man, love,
Yeah,
man,
I'm
every
good, man. I'm
single
just
time,
chilling,
fam.
bro.
Shikar says, flawless in the panel. Any idea on why the Rice transfer was taking so long? Rance mentioned this on his show when it was me and him and Ty over there. Big up to Rance, big up Ty. And then I asked the group chat, and then everyone was like, nah, it's not been confirmed. As to why, I don't know. Do any of you, man, have any ideas?
Apparently, from what I saw, is that and I don't know how reliable it is, but apparently West Ham are still kind of frustrated with Arsenal in terms of the payment structure, even though the here we go was given, because people get, even if you get the here we go, certain things can happen to make a deal not happen. Like for example, like I think Danjuma, like Fabrice gave the here we go for Danjuma. He did the media and all shit and that, but you then have to give legal papers also through to finalize it properly. And because he never gave those papers through, obviously he was able to come to us to Tottenham. Innit? So I don't know, but I think it's gonna get done. Like it's Arsenal in a day. They always just want to be cheap in it.
Yeah.
Huh?
The problem
Yeah,
isn't
go
the
on, Victor.
price. I think the problem isn't I think they already accepted the price. Just
Nah,
like
they
Arsenal.
already know a price in it. It's just a structure.
Yeah.
Innit?
Yeah, structure. I think structure Arsenal are looking for is like it's crazy to West Ham. I think it's something like 20 million a year or something. And West Ham are like, that doesn't work well for
Talking
us.
about West Ham, I did see that apparently West Ham are now struggling, obviously, to find replacements or even buy players because everybody's trying to run them for ransom now because they got the Rice money. So maybe that's why it's holding it back as well.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm unsure as to why it's not been announced because you mentioned their payment structure, but surely if the deal was signed, the payment structure was sorted out. Surely.
But this is the thing. It wasn't officially signed. It's just that they got like verbal agreements, and like just because you got a verbal agreement doesn't mean that it actually is fully complete and signed in it. So it's just a lot of formalities. I think it is, and even the timber thing. Fabrizi was saying they were going to do their medicals on Friday, but then yesterday I'm seeing Declan Rice. I saw yesterday Declan Rice being with Rafael Leao, Bruno Fernandes, and Denman, or in training just somewhere not in England. So you would think, and even you gotta remember all the England internationals that already came back from holidays, in it, and so something's definitely going on. I don't know what it is, but yeah, would be
Nah, I hear you,
hilarious if
fam.
it would be hilarious as fuck if something happened, but I don't think so.
Nah, for real. Like I don't know. Like I expected the business to be done and the deal and him to get announced, but here we are. Here we are. So what we will see. Ibrahim says, "Where was Alanga today? Did he play?" I have no idea. The chat will let you know. I'm not sure. Paul T says Valencia and Georgia keeper. I can't even pronounce his name. This class that I like him at United. If no Onana, don't know who he is, Paul. So I can't even say so. In regards to this goalkeeper you're mentioning. Hey,
I
chat.
think
Mamardashvili.
That's
yeah,
it.
His name is Mamardashvili.
yeah.
Mamadashvili, what's her name? That's wild. Mamadashvili.
That's
That's
such a
crazy.
Georgian. That's such a Georgian surname as well. Now he's a decent keeper, but I don't think he is what don't think what United need, to be honest, in terms of their goalkeeper. I don't think it is.
Now I hear you. Paul says, "Will this be a breakthrough season for Basuma at Spurs? Ange, right manager for him. I would have liked him at United during his Brighton days." Well, we'll go to you on this, Jez. Do you think this will be a breakthrough season for Basuma at Spurs?
Personally, yeah, like I think it could, because it doesn't look like we're looking to buy another six. Because even if he's a Hoiber, you've seen the rumors about wanting to get Gallagher. So even if we don't get Gallagher, it points towards wanting another 8 instead of 6. So it's whoever. Bisouma's definitely going to start now. That's for sure. And even the manager has already come out and talked about how he views him in a positive ways, and he looks at him already how he has a plan for the player. So yeah, he could have a breakthrough season. Like I feel last season he had injuries. You could clearly tell Conte was not keen with it. Like Conte came out and said he doesn't understand the tactics. Like how can you say that in public to people in it? Like this is some type of stuff you keep it in private in it. So no, like from what I've been hearing, from what I've been seeing, he looks happy as well in training. So nah, he could have a breakthrough season. And again, it's all about getting those other pieces to help him out as well. So there's not a lot of load of him as well. But yeah, man, nah. I still think there's a player there in it, but we just have to see more.
That makes sense. Yeah, man. Like I'm looking forward to seeing how like Basuma in particular does. I'm a fan of him and still are. So it didn't work out obviously in his first season. So it'll be interesting to see how he does in the second. Especially with Spurs, because Basuma and Maddison is two of them. That's a good 2 out of 3. I just think you got to put those two with the right partner. And I am very interested to see Postecoglou and how he sets up, because I don't know anything about him.
See, if you don't buy another 8, because we're playing on 4-3-3 in it.
Oh, is it 4-3-3 you playing?
Yes, yeah, because he's been playing like this. So, and he plays with 2 8s and just 1 6. So
Maddison Basuma is the 2 8s and then the 6.
Basuma's playing the 6.
Oh, has Basuma been playing the 6? Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna play the 6, and then the plan is to get. The plan, obviously, at this moment in time, is that if Bentancur recovers from injury, that he goes and plays the left 8, which I think he can do.
Mm-hmm.
But at this moment in time, that's why we're so reluctant from selling or just loaning Ndombele, because the manager believes in the ability, but he has to see it himself if he believes he has the hunger to be working in his system. Because I'll be honest, even if you get just 60 or 50% from Ndombele and Bentancur's out, I'll be honest, we could have a really good midfield, especially if Basuma hits the ground running as well. Like, because I'd never doubt Ndombele's ability in it. It's all about work effort in it.
Are you not linked to Gallagher as well?
Yeah, like I literally just said that before you came in. I think where I said the indications are definitely that we want to buy another 8 if we sell midfielders. So if Højbjerg gets sold, another 8 is coming in. I don't know if it's going to be Gunninger. I mean, if it is, then again, it's on the manager. Because not that I'm not keen on the signing whatsoever, but from what I've been reading, the manager is a really big fan of him. So if that somehow happens, fair enough. But paying 50 million to Chelsea, that would be crazy considering we need 2 centre backs.
50? I thought it was 40.
No, it's 50. This is what was reported today.
What type of judge are we doing, man? Everyone's going.
No, I'm saying, but this is the thing. But then again, you gotta also understand. That's why I say the Gallagher thing is not happening because, mate, I mean, we don't even want to pay 50 million euros for our top target centre back at this moment in time. So you think we're paying 50 for Gallagher? So nah.
Also,
50 million
pounds,
not even euros. You're going, go on.
Is he linked for a move away? Because I saw something to AC Milan.
I didn't see it, but I seen a report, I think a month ago or less than a month ago, talking about how there could be possibilities in the near future that he maybe considers a move away. And to be honest, if he doesn't give me a good season this year, I wouldn't be so sad of seeing him leave, to be honest. Like, obviously, we need to give him the partner. So let's see. Let's hope we're really going to get these centre backs in, whether it's a Tapsova or Van der Ven. But I just need to see from him as an individual a much better season than last season, and even his injuries, like whatever it is, but every time an international break comes through, the guy just seems to just always get injured coincidentally when international breaks comes. But then when Argentina play, the guy is fit like he was never injured. Like the dude could fake an ACL, say I have an ACL, but then international break comes, he plays with the ACL. Like, I'm just saying, like, the guy's been spooky lately, innit? So I want to improve season from a lot of these guys that I expect better, innit? Even Kulusevski and Son as well, innit?
Hey, large up everyone that is tapped in. Well over 100 of you lot now in the building watching. Well over 110. Let's bump up these likes though. Only at 42 likes. Get us up to 70 likes, people. Like check 1212. When you enter the city of sarcasm, man, pay the tax, people. Hit that like button. Share across the socials and subscribe to the channel. So let's get us up to 70 likes. Only at 43. So make sure you stop what you're doing right now. hit that like button and subscribe as well. We're currently at 7,182. We're only looking for 3 new subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, people. Get your questions in. Members' questions, comments take priority like a super chat. If you want to join the membership, the link is in the pinned comment, people. I will drop it again though. But yeah, 3 new subscribers, man. How are we only at 7,000? I know. You know what I'm saying? There's at least 3 of you lot who have not hit that subscribe button. There's now over 120 people here. So hit that like button. Let's subscribe. Big up Casually FC as well, who says big up my guy as well. This show's all for you lot, in particular members. Like I said, so get your questions in, people. Jacob says, question to Jez, are you as ready for this Kane saga to be over as me? He's on Hot Ones eating wings, playing basketball for IG, but radio silence to the Spurs fans. I'm fed up. Right, tell us how you really feel, Jacob.
I can't wait for the episode that's dropping tomorrow. Oh my god. I saw a preview of him. Somebody said, these subtitles gonna hurt when he can't speak in it. And people say you already can't speak, which is hilarious. But I'll be honest. I've been over this whole Kane saga for like 3 years now. And I've been already acceptant of him leaving for the last 3 years. So every summer it's just the same. It's just the same thing. And they're like, oh, is he gonna leave? Is he not gonna leave? Is he gonna handle the transfer request? Is he not? Like, and for me, it's just annoying because you have a new manager coming in, having to deal with these situations. And like, I'm more worried about Postecoglou, that these type of things is overshadowing his work. And it's just putting unnecessary noise, considering that this is already a hard job as it is, working with Levy, working with these players and stuff like that. But then you have the whole Kane situation. It's not an easy situation, but let's see how it goes. Whenever you just leave him on the free or he leaves this summer, I said this already, I'm already content with it, to be honest. Like, I don't really have an issue, so I'm just chilling. Like, I don't really care if he doesn't even speak. I think him not speaking about it makes it even better, because then you're gonna have situations like last time where he spoke in the video with Gary Neville about it. Remember the whole interview?
Wait, which one? Is this recent or are you talking about before?
Nah,
when he was gonna go City.
When he was to go to City. Remember the whole goal?
Yeah.
And then remember first 2 games of the season, Spurs fans were singing, obviously, Harry Kane, are you watching? Then I was saying, like, you don't want these type of situations. Like, again, all I want is just one season where not only the manager survives the whole season, but also I just don't want it to be as toxic. Even if we're not just as good as a team, I think people just have to accept that as well. But I just want one season where it's just no toxicity, whatever it's about the players, whatever it's about the manager, whatever it's like individuals, like Kane, for example. Like, so I'm just chilling, I'm just chilling. Like the whole window I've been chilling, to be honest. Like,
true.
I see
you've not been upset or anything like that about it. That's true.
Even the Ghana thing, I've been really chill because like, I'm just in acceptance, like what we are at this moment as a club, but also understanding where we are at the moment, where like I don't see, even if we make all these signings that we hope we make, I still don't see us competing with the likes of United, likes of Chelsea, likes of Liverpool, etc. So, I'm just want to give the manager time. I said already, like, even if we have a bad season, I give the manager like the whole season, because we need stability, and that's all I really care about. So if it means even getting rid of Kane just to have some sort of peace, I'm cool.
No, that's fair.
I'm just calm. I'm very calm.
Hey, big up to Jason McNeil. I see you. Big up. He says, evening, lads. Shikar says, Flawless, have you seen, I need to plug in my charger. Flawless, have you seen the new FIFA? It's mad, bro, the faces. I haven't seen it, but I did see I think someone posted it in the group chat in regards to it. And yeah, some of the graphics of some of the players didn't look too good. I don't even care about all that. As long as it's got pro clubs on it, that's all I care about. That's the only thing.
Good gameplay.
Yeah, good gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So either the gameplay they have now or better than pro clubs, and that's it. That's all. That being said, pro clubs, if you're a centre-back, people, shout me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you're centre-back, where you play, whether it's a back 4, back 3, centre-back. We've got enough midfielders. We've got enough full-backs, wing-backs, attacking midfielders, 10s, strikers, wingers. We got all that. Enough of all of that, people. If you're a centre-back, let me know. It was like we're comfortable in all of the areas in regards to positions. Yeah, go on, fam.
I just want to also reply to Jacob's one comment.
Cool. Yeah, go on.
I'll be honest. I mentioned this before. I don't think you were in the chat, Jacob, but yeah, I like the manager a lot. Like in terms of just like the way he speaks, the way his philosophy is. He seems to be very calm, even with the whole Kane situation. Even if he leaves, I think he's prepared. Like, and to be honest, when you don't get to where Ange is in his career, considering that he through all this whole career, like what he has been going through, where he has been coaching, you don't get to the Tottenham just like that by coaching in Japan, Australia, under 23s, the men's team, just to end up at Tottenham. You don't get these opportunities, so you'd have definitely something on hold you. And he puts himself about, which I just really like. Like it's like when United fans talked about first when Ten Hag came through, in my opinion. It's the same way I look at it. And I just hope he can just, for me, it's important that he can change the mood of the whole team. Like our stadium, I'll be honest, I prefer our away games more than our home games because it feels like every home game, every game, it feels like the players and the managers getting booed off the pitch. And bro, it's just toxic fun. Like, and I just hope he can change the mood in. That's all I want.
Nah, first, Paul says, this is an interesting one. Is anyone else curious like me to see Luton's ground and Sky going through gardens and houses, etc.? Mad there in the league, still getting my head around it. Yo, that's what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Luton are going to be at home, you know what I'm saying? Saturday evening, 5:30 kickoff. And yeah, man, you're just going to see someone's drawers on the line, 100%. Like, that's going to happen. Because legit, like that's gonna happen at some point during the season, probably more than once. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna see some woman's knickers on the line. It's gonna happen. You're gonna see someone sunbathing without that. You're gonna see someone from the back garden watching through, like, you know what I'm saying, from their back garden watching, or like from their back window watching the game like it's an old FA Cup tie or something like that. So yeah, it's gonna happen. Because for those that don't know, Luton, when you in the away end, you have to walk through someone's back garden to like get to your seat, to like get to the stand. So as you're walking like up the stairs, it's like literally to either side of you is people's back gardens. Like that's no bullshit. Like to anyone who's been to Luton Stadium. So yeah, it's gonna happen. Like, so it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, that's gonna be seen, especially if it's hot. Somebody's gonna be sunbathing. It's gonna be a woman, or there's gonna be a man there, and someone's just gonna be sunbathing or something. And they're gonna crack jokes about it on Sky or BT. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But hey, football for you. That's legit what it is. And to Jacob, you said I'm still in the old club. Y'all left me alone in the United kit. Yo, we moved clubs around a lot, to be honest. That's what it is. But then we finally set up and got set in one and was like, all right, this is the one that's going to get to Division 1. But we was always moving. That's why there was so many Sarcasm City. There was Sarcasm City B, Sarcasm City C, Sarcasm City ES, Sarcasm City OG. Like, there was enough. It was like, at one point, it was like 6 or 7 clubs we had. It was like, all right, let's just start and just break it down and get back to like 1 or 2. And actually get to the top division and actually go win Division 1, which I think we are now in Division 3. Yeah, I think we're in Division 3 because we got promoted the last time we played. So, yeah. Yeah, man, Adam, that's definitely going to happen. Someone going to be naked, 100%. You said, nah, imagine someone knows they're on telly and gets naked. Of course, man, someone going to do that. They just have to pan away quick. Or I can see Sky like, oh, we apologize for any nudity you may have seen. 100%.
Oh, yeah, they will just do that in a life. Because this is going to be crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, man, 100%.
Ass cheeks out when you're getting battered.
I mean, fucking, you might see Timo fucking with a t-shirt of like last minute winner by
yeah. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Let Enzo score a late one at Luton and Timo just going crazy, drops his pie and that. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's like,
don't mess with his pies, man. That's a guy's pies, man.
You know what he's like. That's what it is. Hey, you lot continue to get your questions in as well. Let me see if I did indeed miss any before. And if I missed anything in the chat, you might let me know as well. If I did indeed.
Brian, real quick question in the meantime.
Yeah, go on.
No.
I said no.
I will ask the question anyway.
I don't trust you.
It's not even a stupid question because it comes.
No. I didn't say stupid. It's a Jets question. I don't trust you.
Hey,
no, what's the question?
Even it's a Jets question, I don't care. But my question is that I obviously had a conversation earlier in the afternoon with someone, a Chelsea fan, talking about how a Sterling / Modric, Jackson, and Madueke front three can 100% get you through the season to get top 4 because of your midfield if you get Caicedo and your defense. Do you agree with the statement? Because me personally, I think there's rather more hope and looking too much based on last season how top 4 went.
So
No, it was just a Chelsea fan on my timeline, isn't it? Like somebody just I know
okay,
personally.
okay.
But
We're not getting.
I don't. It's not just him. I see it that as a general consent mostly. Even I go through Twitter. Innit?
Yeah, we're not getting top four.
Without what? Without Caicedo and without a striker. Say you sign a striker, you reckon you get top four?
I think even if we get everything we need, I don't think we'll sign a goalkeeper. But assuming we get Caicedo and another midfielder, and maybe even another striker, I don't think we get top four. I think the other teams we are competing with have, how do I word this? They have squads that are just as good, if not better than us. And they also have managers who are just as good, if not better than us. And they've had a longer time to be together and gel. I think we'll have good periods in the season. And we might even have a period where we'll look like we're comfortably in the top four or potentially in the title race. And then we'll completely, I think we'll drop off or quote unquote bottle. I think our season will be similar, at least in the league anyway, to how United was last season. I think United had very good periods and very so periods.
We did.
And you guys did finish top four, which is to your credit, obviously. But if last season went how we expected it to go, and Chelsea were vastly better, and Liverpool were vastly better, I think United finished 5th or 6th.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think that's what happened with Chelsea. Us finishing top four will just depend on if United fall off a cliff or Liverpool fall off a cliff, and we can sneak in there.
I think you're being a bit harsh in regards to. I understand what you're saying in regards to the players if you get them. So say you do sign Caicedo, another midfielder, a goalkeeper, and a striker, which I don't think you will. But if you got those four, I think you finish in the top four with those four.
I think it's too many variables expecting to click straight away.
I don't think you need to click to finish top four though.
Like I do. Said, I think you need to click. I think we need to be more consistent than United, Liverpool,
Newcastle,
Arsenal, and Newcastle.
Yeah, I think it varies on what they do as well. Though. Yeah, that's what I'd say. True. I think that's why it's tough to answer these type of questions because I don't think it's solely on what your club does. It's on what the others do.
Yeah, but I'm looking at this assuming that everyone else also does what they're supposed to do. It's not just we can for me, I'm all about focus on yourself and do what you've got to do, and whatever happens. If we have a good season and we compete to the best of our ability, but yet we finished 5th because everyone else is better than us, then nothing we can do over the course of the season. Just do what you just compete to the best of your ability, and that's all I really ask. As long as we've got a style of play, we're improving these young players that supposedly have talent, and we look like we're not getting in. We're being competitive. We're not getting embarrassed. We're going far in these cup competitions. I want to potentially win one. I don't think we will, but if we at least get to a final and we finish 5th and we're 3-4 points away, then I won't really complain. And plus, potentially with the coefficient, 5th might get us into the Champions League spot. So you never know. Just focus on ourselves and do what we got to do, and whatever happens.
Yeah, that's fair. But like I say, that's why it's tough to answer those questions because it's once everybody's set up, then you know. Because if other teams around Manchester United don't do what they're supposed to do, say for instance Chelsea sign nobody else, won't happen. People, I'm saying that I'd be like, yeah, we should finish above them. Now, if they go and sign 3-4 players of quality, that changes the answer to that question. Same with the Liverpool, same with the Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Same with Spurs as well. Same with Newcastle. It's so varies. It's so dependent on signings. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I expect all the clubs I mentioned to continue to do business. So yeah.
Who else do you expect United to sign? I think you guys are getting Onana, and you're linked with Amrabat. Who else do you guys
a striker as well? I think we'll get a striker as well.
Do you know who? Or at least what profile?
Hoyland is he's been the name that's been touted.
I think
it's going to be that type. Yeah, it's going to be him or a mobile striker, which I'm all for. Mobile, athletic, pace and power. Cool. That's what's needed.
Is he the only one?
He's the only one we've been linked to it to
heavily.
Yeah. But even if we didn't sign somebody else, because we don't.
I don't know. That's a big risk on. Well, if he's going to be your only striker, is that not a big risk on someone who's inexperienced and not proven?
It's a big risk, but the thing we can do is play Rashford through the middle, which he's
But to be
shown he
fair,
can do last
but to
season.
be fair, as well, like people do say big risk, but then at the same time, like every signing can be a big risk though. So it's
No,
like
yeah,
it goes big. Like obviously, there's one signing where you can look at it and say, yeah, but it's more sure that it's gonna happen, like it's gonna work out. Like for example, Lukaku.
Sorry, I'm
Lukaku,
just laughing, not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at Eddie's comment. I just
No.
that love to my guy Eddie. Go on, carry on.
No, you're right, Jez. But like, you use Lukaku. You're right,
Yeah.
and Lukaku obviously didn't work out. But
yeah,
in theory, we knew that we were signing a proven goal scorer. In reality, it didn't work out the way it was supposed to. But in theory, you knew what you were signing. With Højlund, and similar with Chelsea, I won't be a hypocrite. Similar with Jackson, we don't know what we're signing. It's just
It's
so do you really want to use that as your main? And that's another thing with Madueke and Mudryk. It's just potential. They might not click and fire this season. It might take them another season.
of course,
So-
guys. Of course, like there's many variables. This was I was just taking more of an example because I do sometimes you do get these scenarios where like people say even the inexperienced person, for example, comes in, but then that guy banks and just done well in it, and then he goes onwards to do well either. But now I hear what your point is in it. But at this moment in time, when you look at the striker market, unless you overpay, because I think a lot of these strikers who do have this more experience tag on them, you have to overpay for them. So it's
true.
like, and funny enough, like even for Højlund, I think you pay overpaying right now. But in this current market, you just have to pay it in a. But yeah, I just look quickly before we go to the next question. I was just going through the coefficient thing because I think it's not that you have to finish fifth, but I think you have to finish in a European spot. And I'm just going through like all the teams ranked, and obviously in England, Chelsea is fifth in the world. Then it's City, Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, and then it's us in it. So let's say a hypothetical situation. Obviously, City, Arsenal is in the top four. Then let's say Liverpool in the top four, and then let's say the last spot goes to Newcastle, for example. Then, even if, for example, Man United finish fifth and Chelsea finish seventh, I think Chelsea still get Champions League football because they finish in a European spot and they're higher in the coefficient than Man United. This is an example for the people in the chat. But things can change within a year. Maybe they changed the rule, but this is how the current rule, from what I understand, works.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then
as long as we finish in the European spot, we could.
This because even in Football Manager, this is how it's been like, But also, from what I read, from what I'm understanding, like it's not particularly fifth because I know the two countries currently who get the extra Champions League spot are, I think, Spain and obviously England, or it might be England or Italy. Either these two arrives in, but it's no two countries that get there.
Yeah. And to it, Prime in the ideal world, I want us to sign two strikers. I would like Højlund or Højlund type, and then a more senior striker. But I don't know if that's the way we're going to go because we need two strikers. We don't have any strikers currently. Martial, one is not good enough. Two can't stay fit, and it's not even like we have a youngster who's been in and out of the team last season who can even say, all right, he's third choice. So in an ideal world, yes, but bring Højlund in. I would prefer a senior striker, and then there's your two, and then even a teenager behind them, and then that would be the three that I would like preferably. But whether or not why we haven't done that, I don't know. It should be Højlund, and then go get an 18-year-old for 10 million, something like that, who's just complete. I don't know, who's just electric, or is just strong, or is just great at build-up play, or just has that one attribute that's outstanding, but the rest of his game is not the greatest because you ain't really gonna see him too tough because he's 18. Like that's the way we should go.
But would you then rather have that kid then, for example, go out on loan then and just have the two strikers for the season?
Now I'd have three. Yeah, he should be third choice there, regardless. To my opinion, it should be senior, Højlund type, and then what I just mentioned. That should be your three, regardless. Anyway,
okay,
to me.
Can I put it this way then? Don't you feel like then it should be somebody a bit more older than rather than a younger guy because you would want also that younger guy to be developing to some sort of sense as well. Like let's say for example, Højlund is the second striker.
Yeah.
But then the first striker is maybe like in his prime eras, like between 27 to 30, whatever.
Also, you're
But
saying a little bit more senior. First,
a bit more
to an
senior, yeah,
extent.
but he's willing to be at a third string because he's at United, innit? Because you
Yeah.
have these situations where strikers like remember when we had Llorente?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that type of
Mhm.
that type of situation, I would say.
Yeah, like that's just I know that's very, very, very tough to find someone who's 27 to 30, number one, number two, who's good enough, and three is like, all right, I'm going to be third choice. Whereas an
Yeah.
18, 19-year-old is going to be, one, you can mold him, and two, he's going to be much more willing because it adds in the fact of, oh, I'm at Manchester United. And then if you want to move him on a few years later, cool. He's got resale value because you've only bought him for 5 million, 10 million. Like he's your third choice. You should barely see him, to be honest. Carabao Cup games here and there, FA Cup games here and there, but we move. Hey, big up to Eddie in the chat. Big up Malcolm. Big up Casually FC as well in the cut as well. Yeah, go on, fam.
I think next season, like, will be a big season from Sterling for us. I think with the unknown and the inconsistencies of like the rest of our attack, I think Sterling's, provided like we're actually creating chances, I think Sterling is someone who you can actually trust to score goals.
Yeah, I think it's just signing a striker. That's what I think it is. But that's just me. I think once if you got a Vlahovic, for example, I think that's great for someone like Sterling.
I still think I also still think they need a creator as well to help him out.
I know
a creator, maybe because unless Madueke can somehow improve his game in the final third, where I was watching his game obviously in the under 21s, and I was under 21s, but he has the capability to make space and find a pass. The issue, even at the under 21s level, the guy is mad inconsistent when he does it. So now you go to the Premier League. Imagine how tough it's not there. And that's why I say, like, I feel like Chelsea fans who say Madueke and Modric gonna have a good season, for me, that's more assuming rather than actual facts in it. Because I'm kind of similar to Brian in that sense.
Thank you, Jess.
I want more factual reasons why people say that in it instead of telling me some stuff that they just hope and pray that things happen.
First.
I don't think Modric is going to have a good season. I think Madueke is going to have a better season than Modric.
I think Madueke will definitely get more game time for you lot, so I can see that.
I think other way around. I think Modric will be better next season than Madueke.
First. We'll see. Like I said, I think it's impacting on you lot actually signing a 9 though. I think you do need a 9. Paul says, Flawless, we need our away record to improve vastly. Do you remember a time our away record was brilliant? Yeah, under Ollie. Our away record was very good. We had that season that everyone was going on about. I can't remember what season it was under Ollie, but it was a season, it might have been lockdown. I think it was lockdown, which was lockdown settings, right?
Yeah. I don't think it was a season. I think it was during the course of the calendar
year. But if I remember correctly, I think we were probably second, third. So yes, I agree with you, Paul, in terms of our away record needed to improve, but that's most teams all get. City's away record against the top 10 wasn't good. But because they won the treble, nobody cares. Like your bread and butter is your home form. Does our away form need to improve? Absolutely. But look at where we finished in the league. We were battling for 4th, and our away record was the 5th best in the league. It's about right. You know what I'm saying? It's about like that's where we were as a team. I'm saying our home record was the 2nd best in the league. Our away record was the 5th best. This is why we finished 3rd. But does it need to improve? Absolutely. And that's the toughest thing to do in this league is, as a top side, have a good away record. But yeah, the home form's patterned, so that's all right. But yeah, man, we'll see people over-exaggerated with that. They did, like, yeah, all right, the away form was poor. But, like, it's tough to sort out. Let's see what else. Eddie says. Go on.
Now, before we go, so Jacob was asking if you do Gold Cup final. Would you do the final if it's USA versus Jamaica?
Yeah. If it's USA versus Jamaica, yeah. Let me actually Google when that is to double check. I can actually.
It's on. I think it's this on the 17th.
Sunday. I think it's Sunday.
Is it Sunday?
Yeah. Because today is going to be both
Monday.
Yeah, because obviously right now this from what I'm looking at, right now they're playing the semi-finals.
Yeah, USA are playing Panama, and then Jamaica are playing Mexico today at 3 a.m. I did not even know this, but if they do, well, I might just push the Q&A forward, but it depends actually on, like, I don't know if Lewis is doing Shameless or not, so probably not, people. You probably won't get one, unfortunately, but hopefully Jamaica do the business, man. You know what I'm saying? But here we are. Let's see what else you lost. Oh yeah, to this Eddie says Felix and Pogba to United. We need more Soros on this dry ass pasta built team. Yo, that's what Ten Hag's trying to build from.
You gotta.
That's what he's building.
It's just
You know what I'm
exactly,
saying?
bro. Like,
Yeah.
You go back to Gaffer, mate.
He's
He wants-
building. I have
You know what I'm saying?
no issue.
You know what I'm saying? He wants the oats, but with no extra, with no addition to it, just plain oats, fam. But you know what? That plain
Plain.
oats, he's gonna make it. You know what he's gonna make that plain oats feel like? It's gonna feel like you're eating like he's making like he's eating like a whole cake from that your favorite cake. Imagine this the taste, but it's the plain oats only. This is what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah, I
that's what it is.
was
And I'm
listening
not
to that stream.
before you go on, I'm not trying to see Pogba back, Eddie, at United. You just don't play, man. Man can't get fit. Like, man, don't play. He's played 160 minutes in the season there. You don't play. And Pogba's my guy. As for
Oh, wait,
João
what?
Felix, nah. Yeah, something like that.
Did you
160
say
minutes.
160?
Yeah,
That's
160.
barely 2 games.
Facts. He hadn't
Oh my
played,
God.
fam. Because remember, he was out for a long
I
time.
know he was out for
Came
time,
back,
and then he
got
got
injured again. Like, yeah, man. Yeah,
Oh,
go on,
nah,
Prime.
that's
Go on,
crazy.
Prime. Go on.
Yeah, I was
know-
watching.
I know what you're gonna say. The stream with Rand, shout out to Rand.
Yeah,
That shit was
yeah, and
hilarious.
and
that part was hilarious.
he just rates ballers. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if there's no end product or.
That's just his style. He's with Eddie in terms of bring me ballers to my team type of thing. And that's why I laughed when he said it, because I knew where he was going with it. You know what I'm saying? And that I talked to the witch doctor. We all good on that flawless. You jokes, Eddie. But yeah, and I understand like in terms of preference, but like I said on the show, and I say it here, if we get João Felix, it's the Sancho problem all over again. How do we get the best out of him? Where does he play? He needs this, that, and the third to be good here. It's the same shit. It's the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? It's the same stuff, man. Like, it's just not. João Felix, like I said, before he went to Chelsea, when we was linked with him last January when he was at Chelsea, talented baller, but that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? That's not enough. Like, yeah, if we sign him on loan, I'm not advocating and saying, bring me João Felix. No, but if we were to sign him on loan and Atletico are paying all the wages, or like 80-90% of his wages, cool. All right. But we still need more.
But
It can't just be him.
Didn't like Chelsea had to pay majority of the wages, so I think it would be the same scenario.
Yeah, that's where I'll be against that. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, first and foremost, even if you say it would be cool him coming on in a loan, do you think it's actually going to work out? Because I don't think it would. In your system.
I trust Ten Hag in regard, because someone said today in preseason that he played Sancho as the false 9. So if João Felix in that position, I have no issue with. Like if he's a 9. I don't have no problem with that. And with runners around him, he would do well. Like, again, would he be my first choice? No, that's why I'm not saying go get me João Felix. But if the manager went that way, I go, cool. All right. It's a better idea than Mount. That's what I would say. But I hear you, Eddie. It's no surprise to hear you say that you want João Felix and Pogba.
Hey, I saw him say you number 2. You said you want to number 2. Like,
yeah, because Ndombele fits that. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, he rates Ndombele as well. Wow.
Nah, the matter is, Eddie just loves, like, he just doesn't like these try footballers like McTominay and Mount and that, like, in there. So, but if a Ndombele would be in this particular system as well, but you might want to be pressing and shit, hell nah. You're gonna see every game like a 30-minute sub. Oh my god, wasted for no reason. Nah, like he would even fit our football probably much more because we are trying to actually keep the ball.
I hear you, fam. I fully hear what you're saying. Let's see what else you lot are saying here as well. Football is the game, says Flawless Word. You sell Sancho this summer 45 to 50 million. I think pressure's too much for him in the United shirt. I don't think the pressure's too much for him in the United shirt. I just think it's the wrong league, wrong time. He's just in the wrong place. It's the wrong everything. But yeah, if I was offered 45 to 50 million for him, yeah, I'll take it 100%. But I don't think he can be successful here. We was having this discussion. If you go check Rance's stream as well after this, big up to Rance every time, and was discussing this. And I said, because Ty was on there and he was saying he likes him playing out like out wide, like from the right hand side and like cutting in and like that right hand lane. And I'm like, the only place that Sancho is going to be successful to me is centrally, whether that's in a 10, which I don't think we're now going to play with the Mount signing, or as a false 9, which Ten Hag played him today. He has the attributes, and I don't think you need to be pace and power to be successful there. Because you can drop off float, you can link up, and you've got runners all off him, whether that's Anthony, Rashford, Garnacho, Palestri, you got Mount, you got Bruno, you just got pure runners around him, which is a good thing. But I don't think it's a pressure thing too much. I think it's just stylistically. He don't suit what we're trying to do. Like if Sancho was elsewhere, Ten Hag's not trying to sign him. for where we're trying to go. He's not gonna go say, "Let me go get a Sancho or a Sancho-esque player." That tells you what you need to know.
Can I ask them?
Yeah, go on.
And in your opinion as well, like, but then wouldn't? Okay, let's say there's a scenario where Sancho has a place in the team as a false nine, or even playing through the middle. Is it then a question rather than him being consistent, or just him just not getting the opportunity to even play there? Because I feel like he would be getting more opportunities in those positions if he could show a level of consistency in it. Because like people always say that people who, because I see people, it's not even just rants particularly. I'm talking about just the general consensus I've seen who defend Sancho say, but look at then Rashford, for example, who doesn't have half the ability, but because he scores goals, he gets away with it. But I don't think it's getting away with it. He's just doing what he's good at. And I feel like if Sancho was just doing what he's good at to a consistent level, even if the output isn't insane, I think he wouldn't get hated that much. I think this is what it more is rather than the output. That obviously, of course, the output is always going to be a thing, but in the same time, you look at his output. I think he had more or similar numbers as Grealish last season, but Grealish had a
Sorry,
better
I'm
season.
laughing at this, yo. Hey, sorry, this is hilarious. Carry on, I'm gonna get to this. But big up the legend and the stream, Dave. For those that don't know, that is actually Dave as well. Hey, Dave, WhatsApp me, so I know it's definitely for you. But that's the legend himself.
Big up Dave.
Go on, carry on. I'm gonna get to this comment, but large up Dave. Every say, yeah, he's mudded, so it is Dave. Yeah, go on, carry on. Just sorry, this made me laugh though.
Now, big up Dave.
The legendary Dave, man.
Legend in the building, man. We always bring you legends in the comment section, people. But come on.
But I was just saying that how I don't believe that output is too much of an issue if he would actually just show a level of consistency wherever he plays, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's what the problem is. And this is what, again, the clip that Dave's talking about, or not the clip that Dave's talking about, but from that same show when we was discussing Sancho at the start. Again, shout out Ty as well. And I was saying he's not going to get a run to show his ability. Because why? So we've signed Mount. So forget the number 10, because we're not going to play 2 10s now. It's going to be 4-3-3. It's going to be a 6 and 2 8s, or even if it's a 6 and an 8 and a 10. My point is Bruno's going to play. He's going to be captain. Mount's going to play. So therefore, he ain't going to play there. Rashford, who you just mentioned, Jez, is going to play from the left. Anthony's going to play from the right. And we're going to sign a striker of some sort. So where is he getting game time to show that he's good enough? When is he getting 5, 6, 7 games in a row to displace someone and show his level? Like I said, if Sancho was elsewhere, the manager's not trying to sign him. You know what I'm saying? He's not. And I like Sancho. I think he's supremely talented. And just to this, who Dave says there, and I've just scheduled a clip that Flawless said I will clip about João Felix. So we was on that show and was talking about it. And Rance was talking about, bring me João Felix. He's not fussed where we'll play. He's a baller, etc., etc. Similar to what Eddie said. And then I've gone, like, as he's talking about that, I've gone, yeah, make sure you subscribe to Sarcasm City TV, because I know Dave's about to clip this. And then Dave's on the stream as well behind the scenes. And in the private chat, he was like, yeah, this is clipped. I knew he was 100% as soon as we was talking about it. So make sure you look out for that, and I share it on the community page as well. But big up Dave every single time.
Sancho, when he was at Dortmund, like, he mainly played on the right, and he's the sort of player that he needs his fullback to overlap him. So he had Ashraf Hakimi, and I think at Man United, either flank he's played, he's never really had someone to overlap so he can drift inside. You know, you have Wan-Bissaka doesn't really overlap. Dalot didn't really play under Oli, and this season it's been so-so. And then on the left, you've got Shaw, who isn't really the best. I think he'd be better playing as an 8 in midfield. If you play Sancho as a part of a 3 in midfield, and you give him
what Ten Hag's trying to do, that's Ndombele all over.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Like in this current situation, I don't think so. And even because you know what it is here, like, see, if they would have signed Maddison to play that kind of 8 roles that you're describing, I get it. But I feel like Maddison is more comfortable playing that specific 8 role, But Sancho is kind, for me, when I look at him, it's a complete just like 10. Well, like, yo, I'm not working in midfield. You man behind me do the work. I'm going forward in it and just connecting the midfield with the attackers. Just give me the ball. I'm connecting you man give me the ball so I can connect the ball with the attackers. But even at Dortmund, he wasn't playing the 10 as much. There was only a certain period where he had to play 10 because of injuries and stuff like that. but his main work, like you said, came from the wide areas. And the difference was at both flanks, both fullbacks are known to be very offensive rather than being defensive. So there would be bombing up the pitch multiple times over and over and over again. But like you see Dallo, you don't get this consistent level of productivity and also the consistent level of threat that you also get from these overlaps that they produce. Like Hakimi at Dortmund was very consistent, not only getting up, but also being threat putting the ball in. Same with Guerrero, same situation. So it's
Would
kind
you
of
take
these
him at
situations.
Spurs?
Sancho,
Yeah.
nah, I wouldn't take him. Even though I think he would do our system a lot better, I still wouldn't take him because again, he is too much of a risk at this moment in time because at this moment in time we are not in a position to take risk in it. It's just not like we are literally in the buildings. We are in the building situation right now. Like we are in the beginning, so we don't have the time to take a risk unless it's a risk that's worth it. I don't think Sancho is like say it this way. I'm not the biggest fan of Joe Felix, but if Joe Felix is there as an opportunity, I would take that more of a risk. I would take that risk more than over Sancho right now.
I get that from a Spurs perspective, and that's just what it is. Like with Sancho, with Felix, these men are technical ballers. No one ever. I've never heard anybody say Sancho's not talented. I've never heard anybody say João Felix is not talented. There's other players we can put in that bracket as well. But eventually, you got to produce. You can't just get by on just talent and just having skill? Because these men have insane skill. If you put João Felix's skill set, I said this when Chelsea had him, before you signed him, and when you had him, when you put his skill set in terms of just attacking skill set next to most attackers, he's better. Like in just terms of skill set, he washes most. Same with Sancho, he's better than most. No one can. I will never sit here and say that Garnacho is a better footballer than. Garnacho is a better footballer than Sancho. But I tell you, who had a better season? Clearly, who had better impact. But if we talking them skill set for skill set, it's not even a debate. But that pace and power is key, man. Especially in the Premier League, but especially with how the manager wants to play as well, in signing the likes of Mount, in being linked to Amrabat. We've been linked to Højlund. All these players are the same. You know what I'm saying? Like even Anthony, like, yeah, he'll bust skills and he'll show flair, but he's mobile, he's intense. The manager don't go for ballers. When I think about him, Malacia, very much, you know what I'm saying, and that is PMP. And I like Malacia. That's not a shot, by the way, people, at Malacia. Martinez, dog it. Malacia, dog it. Casemiro, dog it. Anthony, dog it. Mount, as much as I dislike him, dog it. Amrabat linked with, dog it. Højlund, dog it. There's a theme here. The likes of Sancho and João Felix and others don't fit what the manager's trying to do, whether you think that's right or wrong. That's why I'm really not trying to see João Felix here, because then he becomes Sancho. And it's the same conversations, and it's the same conundrum, and it's the same problems, and it's the same conversation. So I just go get someone who fits what we're trying to do. For instance, I like how Lam said here, run up the likes and sub to the channel if you're new here. We're at 67 likes, man. Get us up to 80 likes, people. Over 110 of you lot in here. And yes, Jacob, who says, whoa, is that the legend? Yes, man. That is the legend himself, man. Dave is in the stream.
It's the end the stream, Dave.
End the stream, Dave. That is legendary. You know what I'm saying?
That needs to be copyrighted.
legendary.
I'll be honest.
Facts.
Dave, I've asked you many times to end this stream, and you haven't done it.
You say like sometimes,
Facts, man. A shout out to him. He says, I'm only legend for ending streams. Big up Flawless, hardest worker in the game. Hey, love for the kind words, Dave. And nah, man, you more than a legend for just ending streams. All the work that you do for rants, all the work that you do for expressions. You do work and like add a lot to what both of those two do. And they're two of the biggest content creators here. You know what I'm saying? Like people like end the stream, Dave, is a thing. You know what I'm saying? People just be saying that on streams you're not even on, or acting end the stream, Dave.
I'm not even on streams. I'm saying end the stream. Like I say, like oh man.
And he said he can't help you prime in it. He said you're by yourself, man. He said I don't have the power here. He said you're by yourself.
Shout out, Dave. End the stream.
Every time in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Prime only wants the stream to end it when he's on ropes, but when he's setting people up with bad questions, word to Mourinho, then he's fine with it. You know what I'm saying?
He's good to chat to his Italian guy. That's why I'm sending the stream.
Hey, end the stream, Dave. End the stream.
Yeah.
To To Ibrahim, who says flawless, what's your opinion? I'm big on my guy Alam every single time as well. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well, Raptor Hoop Talks. Links underneath in the description for that channel, as well as Lewis's and Ahmed's. Make sure you support everybody, you know what I'm saying, that's involved with Sarcasm City TV. So subscribe, man. Channel links underneath in the description of this live stream and every other live stream as well. Ibrahim says, flawless, what's your opinion on Anthony? In my opinion, he's a fraud, but he has that dog in him. I wouldn't say he's a fraud, but this next season is a big season for him. Like I always say, I give every new signing like the first season. For me to write you off after like your first season, you must have been horrific. Like you were dropping 0s, 1s, 2s out of 10s like the entire season. So with Anthony, I just need to see more run availability. That's my biggest issue with him. He didn't play enough matches. I think it was like 24, 25 league matches, nowhere near enough. 2, you got to get more goals and assists. Definitely need to get more goals and assists. And number 3, I need more overall output for the team as well. Like in terms of not overall output, performance has got to be better for the team, like on the eye test. Because I'm not one of them. I'm not an eye test merchant. I'm not a stat test merchant. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm both. You can pass the eye test and pass the stat test. Same way you can be pace and power, but also be technical. People love to separate the two. People are like, oh, you're a pace and power merchant. What about technique? No, bring me both. Because you can have both. There's many footballers out there with both. You just have to go locate them. Same way there's footballers who not only give you goals and assists, but also pass the eye test as well. So bring me both. Because if you have players who have pace and power and technical and pass goals and pass the stat test and pass the eye test, guess what? You'll have a phenomenal team. If the vast majority of your players do that. Yeah, go on, fam. Go on.
You know what? See, pace and power plus technical gives you Vinicius Junior. Also plus consistency as well. That gives you Vinicius Junior and Leao. But can I ask real quick? What has even caused this whole Anthony discourse? Because I feel like after the season end, like maybe a month later, was like people should start hating on him like a lot more than
it's an easy target. That's why I look at it. I just think that is an easy target. Because I don't think he had a bad season. I think he had an okay season. I think when me and Eddie did the player ratings, I think we gave him a 5. You know what I'm saying it's either a 5 or a 5.5 left. I'll have to go back and check it, but that's showing he had an average season. Okay, he was average. Now we need you this next season to be 7.5, 8.5 or more out of 10 overall next season. So that's legit what it is. But yeah, with Anthony, it's kind of like he's shown enough to me to be given a second season. But now you got to deliver, because I gave Sancho the second season, and it's kind of like you didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? And you just didn't do enough. So Anthony has.
You're just out there putting cardio in.
Yeah, like you gotta do like Sancho. You gotta do more for all the talent you have. I'm not hearing because Garnacho's in the same team outperforming you, and he's 18 years old and doesn't have your talent. So what are we doing here? Rashford, who people will say you're better than also, so you have all this talent. You're a baller. Okay, so let's hold you to that baller level and that baller standard. You falling short. Is it all on him? No. And do I believe the vast majority of the criticism of him is over the top? Yes. When people say, oh, he's playing for United, it's too much pressure, he's not trying, he doesn't want to be here, mentality, rubbish. That's all just people doing too much. You know what I'm saying? And that's people putting 2 and 2 together and getting 5. He's struggling because it's a pace and power league. Like what we talking about? Nobody of Sancho's style or profile succeeds in the Premier League. Apart from Mahrez, who's in the elite system, and he's one of the best. He's one of the top 10 right wingers we've ever seen in the Premier League. Someone name me a Sancho style player. I wouldn't.
He's not forgetting.
Mahrez is
no. I know. I not like he's not Rashford, but I think he does have a bit of P&P in him.
I disagree with that. I just think he's sublime technically, and his skill level is ridiculous. But to my point, and this is to you, Prime, and everyone in the chat, someone name me someone who's has Sancho's style and is his profile that succeeds in the Premier League. Or even Europe. We'll go one further, succeeds in Europe. Take Manchester City out of it. Like they don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't.
What do you mean? A player who like floats and drifts.
No, just a player. Forget a player who floats. Just player who's his profile. So you could say, all right, he's like Sancho. Forget skill level. He's just like, so they excel at the same things. Their weaknesses are the same. Their games may be similar. Like, for instance, Sancho's a give and go player, intelligent. know what I'm saying? 1-2s, link up, very smart.
Also,
Like,
it needs to be attacker as well. Like, not
yeah, it has to be an attacker. Yeah. So it's got to be a winger because that's where he plays more often than not.
Grealish, Bernardo Silva.
That's what I'm saying. City players.
Yeah, just because he
In
did
the league
say
system.
he did say outside from City players also.
And one thing Bernardo Silva has is acceleration. He can accelerate. He's got that to his game. He has that burst of pace. He can accelerate away.
Obviously not to the same level, but Neymar.
Again,
but then you're talking about the top level, isn't it?
And this is my point. Now you're making my point here, Prime. And Neymar, if you would agree with me, is one of the best players we've ever seen, right?
Yeah.
That's my point. He's one of the best players we've ever seen. Like, he's one of the top 5 of his generation. This is the point I'm making, that we have to go to that length. So the only person that succeeded with your style currently in this, this season or even in the last 2 seasons is one of the best players we've ever seen play the game.
Oh, we've got, Brahim Diaz, but I wouldn't say he's amazing.
But this is Flores' point. Like, he's talking about guys who played at a high level, who didn't play for City, have the play style of Sancho, but also perform to a high level. Not just playing at a high level, also but performing on a consistent basis. And then when you go through that list, it's a very small list of players that actually fits the category, isn't it? So
that's the point I'm making.
He's just unfortunate. Like guys like Sancho, Joe Felix, they're just unfortunate that we are in the systematic era, and also in the era where pace and power is it's something that just people like. That's why Timo Werner has a career. Like, I remember, because it's actually no. I'm not even lying because this is a true story, by the way. Because my little sister went not in the same time as him, but she went to the same school as him, but not in the same time. But no, it's actually true. I'm not even lying, bro.
No, I believe you.
I remember because there's a story, because I used to live in Stuttgart when I used to live in Germany, and my little sister went to his school that he used to go years before that, and they talked about how if a main reason why he even made it as a footballer in those amateur teams is because of his athleticism. They talked about it. Like, it's actually a story.
Quick. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is when you're quick. It's gonna help just in this era, and it may change. It may change, but like for now, like that's just the way it is until someone comes over. It's like a manager trying to play 4-4-2 and be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, no manager at the highest level is playing 4-4-2. Now, if you look somewhere in the Premier League or other top leagues in Europe, there probably is a manager playing 4-4-2 and doing that at a decent level, whether that's making them a top 4 side, top 6, mid-table, surviving relegation. And to Steve, who says, Ryan Shirky at Leon Flawless. Leon's not the highest level, Steve. Leon is not the highest level. I just checked this now. That man finished 7th. That's not the highest level.
And even then, Shirky doesn't fall into the category that we talked about. Guys who play at the highest level, but also performing to like a very high standard.
Yeah.
Like Shirky playing to a very good level, but we're talking about high standards. Like we're talking about top class to world class levels at this moment in time. I think Shirky's a good prospect, but
and that's not
performing to a top. Yeah. It's not even a shame at him. It's just
no, it's not. That's why I'm saying I'm very specific when I say at the highest level, because that's what people are expecting Sancho to do. You can't be at a 7th place team. If Manchester United had players performing to the 7th place in league, and we'd burn the stadium to the ground. Like we finished 7th, and our fans went apeshit. Like, what are we talking about here? Claradona's definitely got pace, so no. Claradona's definitely got pace.
Do you want to see from the way? You know what it is with him? And I put Grealish and Grealish and Bernardo in the same category as well with them three specifically. Them three get the tenacity about them, where like they can take hits as well. They can hit. They can take multiple tackles from multiple defenders, but still go on. I feel like Sancho gets one little hard contact, he falls down in it, and it's not even something against him. But then again,
you mean the Hazard trait?
Yeah, the Hazard trait, pretty much. Like, and you see how rare we see a Hazard type player in football in general.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get what you mean. You're right, Flawless.
It's all good, Steve, and that's just what it is, unfortunately. And like I say, I'm learning while I'm saying it. His style just don't fit. It just don't work in today's day and age. Unless, again, you're at Manchester City, where I think if you take any attacker of any decent level would have some form of success there. I think you must be an absolute awful attacking player to go to Manchester City and fail. Like, you gotta have nothing about you. Like, you gotta be like worse than Kai Havertz type. I think even Kai Havertz goes there and has some form of level of success. I don't think it's amazing, but I think he has some form of level of success there. Like, you can't just like to go to like I said, to be at City and as an attacking player and not succeed, you gotta be horrible. I don't even know the last attacker to go there and not succeed.
Because when they signed Ferran Torres 2 seasons ago and they played in false nine, he had a couple of he had like 2 months of great form where he was scoring goals, and then he got links to Barca, and he wanted to leave, and then Pep just dropped him from the squad and sold him in January.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Pep first signed, he brought in Jesus Navas and Nolito, and they were decent, but then Pep bought Sane, and he sold Navas and Nolito.
To be fair to those guys, though, to their defense, I would say that was literally Pep's era starting. Like, if you come into this current Pep era, you're coming into this well-oiled machine where, like, Pep was just starting that machine that season, innit? Where these guys came in. So it's kind of like a bit harsh if you include like the first season. Like, I would say from like season 2 onwards, innit?
True.
Like, all the guys that he assigned.
And to Jacob, who says, Flawless, do you have an FPL group? No, I won't be doing a Fantasy Premier League thing. I won't be doing that. Big up to you. To Jacob, who wasn't say Leao and Sancho are similar. They're not at all. And to Pedro Pops, don't get him mistaken. They're far from similar. So Sancho's slow. No, Sancho's not slow. He's just not electric. He's quick. Don't get him mistaken. He has pace, but he's not electric. You know what I'm saying? He's not running away from anybody. He's not bursting into space. You know what I'm saying? He don't have that acceleration, but he's quick enough to like get around the pitch. Like, he's quicker than the average. But it's not like, oh, yo, Sancho's got pace. Like, I'm not trying to be in a race with him type of thing. And yeah, Steve, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it, man. No worries. It's all good. You lot continue to bump up the likes. Final few questions. We're at 72 likes. Girls up to 90 likes. There's still over 100 of you lot in here. Have we had any subscribers as well? What is going on? What I'm saying, like, I know, everybody here watching right now hasn't hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you check out the upcoming live stream schedule here on the YouTube and on the Twitch as well. We're at 7,183. 2 more subscribers, people. Get us to 7,185 before we close out in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Let's see what else. Yeah, Ibrahim, you running bants as well. You're a joke, man. Let's see where we at. Let me see what did Ibrahim. Yeah, people have mentioned this. You can argue Ahmad would perform better than Anthony if given the opportunity. Potentially, I'm hoping Diallo plays. I'm a fan of Diallo and have been. I just want to see him given his opportunity. That's what it is.
To be honest, like,
yeah, I hope so.
I think he gets so. Like, let's say this way. Like, you asked me earlier about taking Sancho. I think it was. I'm not Brian. I think it was. I'm 100% taking Diallo at Spurs right now. Like. I like the kid from, like, I like the attributes that he has. I think you can even develop him. Even I think he only turned 21, right?
I'm not sure how old he is, but I know he's young.
Yeah. So it's like there's a lot more to come from the player. But I like what I'm seeing.
There's an interview out, right, with Reece James' dad, where he's talking about like the academy and like what Reece and Lauren James both had to go through and stuff like that. And it's like an hour or so long. I have yet to actually watch it fully, but I've seen some clips, and he's talking about how Callum is the best academy player Chelsea have ever produced.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like that outrageous, to be honest. Because when
Callum, who? Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that outrageous. I think he's talking about also only his time that he has seen where they've been at the academy as well. But I don't think it's that outrageous to say. Like, I think just in the academy only, not
in terms of talent. Talent. And also he's talking about how the difficulties in terms of what Reece had to go through in terms of, I think, like, almost leaving, like, the academy, almost leaving the club and stuff like that, and going out on loan, and like him not being like favored. And I haven't watched the full like podcast, but I think he's talking about in terms of like not being like propped up and shown as the main guy, because Reece has aspirations to stay at the club and be captain and stuff like that. And I think it's kind of alluding to, again, I haven't watched it, so I don't know, but I think it's kind of alluding to how Mount was propped up as being the face of the actual club.
Yeah.
When in fact it probably should have been Reece all along. Yeah, it seems like it's actually going to be a good podcast. I'll send the link actually into the group.
Yeah, I actually put it into my watch it later list because I saw that recommended on my page. So I might be watching it regardless. But you know what it's like with that's why I say like I don't. Mount just suffered from his own hype that he didn't even create it. It was created by Lampard and Chelsea, your fan base, isn't it? And he just died for it because he was never that talented to begin with. Like he was good, but not Lampard level. Like, come on.
Yeah. You better not mention, Reece getting made fun of and stuff like that.
Oh, he mentioned something like that.
I might play a hand in that, but
I did tell hella Chelsea man that I keep it a stack and I keep it 100. If you man didn't have that transfer ban, I don't think he would have made it at Chelsea like that.
I disagree. He would have made that. Do you know why?
I think he would have made it, but I don't think he would be in this stage where he is at right now.
He would be because we'd still have Sarri. Because I remember in January, because our fullback options were Aspie and I think Emerson and Alonso. And I remember Sarri wanted to bring in Haisaj, who was at Napoli at the time. And Sarri used to work with him. Wanted to bring him in right back in January. And the board actually were against it, particularly Marina. And they were saying, Reece James, he's at Wigan. They see him as one of the guys for the future, along with Mason Mount. And they actually stopped him bringing Haisaj in because of Reece James. So I think Reece James definitely would have got game time. And the talent that he is, no manager would have been able to turn their nose up at him once they actually see him train and play.
Victor, big up, man. Go on, Karen.
Big up. I don't want to interrupt the conversation.
It's all good. Let me just get to this from Dave as well. So if you are watching, guys, don't forget to subscribe with notifications before Flawless ends the stream. Large up my guy Dave. Make sure you listen to the legend that is Dave, people, because we are gonna close out. Don't forget this show, all the other shows on the channel, people. So all the shows on the YouTube channel, apart from Watch Alongs. Actually, all that being said, all the shows on the YouTube channel, apart from Watch Alongs, all the shows on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, apart from Watch Alongs, are available on audio-only platforms, people. So SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and the shows will pop up. Links for all of those are underneath in the description. I will add them. I will drop them in the chat as well. Like I always say, if you want to listen while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're at work, while you're on your way to work, you may be in the gym, or you might just not want to have the YouTube app open. Type in Sarcasm City TV, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to podcasts, or wherever you listen to music, actually. Any streaming platforms, Sarcasm City TV will pop up. And if there's somewhere we're not, let me know, and I get added to that as well. Go on, Prime, carry on before I close out the show.
No, I think it was Jez talking.
Was it Jez? My bad. Yeah, go on, Jez.
Okay. Because I was just saying, like, just argument's sake, what if there was a scenario where, like, obviously Hakimi came off his loan from Dortmund? Don't you feel like Chelsea then still would not maybe consider that option?
No, because again, we were going into our transfer ban. I'm saying
in a scenario where you didn't have the transfer ban also.
I mean, sure, if we didn't have the transfer ban.
That was more of my point.
I don't know. I don't think so. Because again, they stopped us getting a right back in January because of Reece James. So I'm assuming they would have stopped us getting Hakimi as well.
No,
because the summer when we brought in Havertz and all those players, or not that summer, the summer after when we won the Champions League, we were linked with Hakimi. That was when he went to PSG, and we didn't end up signing him. And I think, and even though his girlfriend didn't want to come to London, I also think part of it was the fact that if we had Reece James, Hakimi wouldn't have started. unless Reece James gets injured. So
that's fair enough.
Well, thank God you lot didn't get him. I ain't trying to see Chelsea get no ballers like Hakimi. But big up to Cam says, big up Big G, big up yourself, Prime and Jez and the boss himself. Big up to Cam every single time. What we got coming up, I was going to say tomorrow is technically today, 4:30 p.m. people, Man United podcast right here on the YouTube channel. So I'll be talking all things Manchester United, Thursday edition. So it's a solo one. Then fan calling show, people, over on the Twitch, fan calling show. So that's open to anybody to call in. That's the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Download the app for free, sign up for free. And the same way you watch and comment on YouTube is the exact same on the Twitch. Because you lot got so much to say in the comment section, which I love. But feel free to call in if indeed. And what I'll start doing is when we go live in the Twitch, I'll post it on the community page here on the YouTube as well to remind you lot. And then we're back at midnight as well. Speaking of Cam, myself and Cam tomorrow, midnight for the Manchester United Arsenal show. Man United, going to talk from the Arsenal podcast, discussing all things Manchester United, all things Arsenal as well. But like I state, check out the upcoming live stream schedule, let you know all the shows that are coming up. Love to everyone who has indeed locked in. Hey, you lot, I saved you from Ryan, so, you know, I'll take my applause for that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That
wait,
saved
Ryan,
you lot.
what happened?
Yeah, because I tell you off stream, but he was just talking rubbish. Did I drop the link in the chat, Jess? I think I did, right?
No, I don't think you ever did.
Did I not?
It's obviously in the Q&A, yeah, but not in the
not in doing the most.
Yeah.
I forgot. It is what it is, man. Should have been running his mouth. But anyways, love to everyone who has locked in. Q&A will be back Friday, people, 4:30 p.m. That's the earlier Q&A. But yeah, man, love to everyone that's locked in. Keep an eye out. We're going to keep the content rolling throughout all the summer months, all the way up until the Premier League starts back. And then once that's back, you still get all these streams plus all the watch along. So yeah, man, love to everyone who has tuned in. This has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.